Are you tired of feeling overlooked and underestimated? Hi, I'm Tammy North, the Introverted Executives Coach. If you're an introverted executive or you're ready to rise to senior leadership, but you're struggling to be seen as a high potential, this podcast is for you. I see you every day in my day-to-day life and across multiple large organizations. You're the one making connections, producing high-quality products, noticing gaps that need to be addressed. You work very hard behind the scenes. And even if you're not the project lead, you are usually the one holding the whole team together, and everybody knows it. You work really long hours, you're focused, poised, and well-spoken, and people tell you at least 10 times a day how they could not live without you. But sometimes you feel like you're working your rear end off and you're still overlooked for promotions and recognition. And if this is how you feel, you're not alone. Many introverted leaders feel this way, people just like you, the ones who hold the team together. They always ensure deadlines are met. This is you, but you don't always get the credit you deserve. And in this episode today, we're going to talk about how you can shine when you feel overlooked and undervalued. You listen to everything, you notice everything, and you soak up information without even trying. Over time, you've gained a deep understanding of your organization, of your customer, and cross-organizational challenges. Basically, you've gained a very strategic view of your industry. In fact, you've started to have big ideas and solutions that nobody else seems to see. Sometimes you tell your ideas to one of your colleagues, maybe to your direct supervisor, and when you do, they listen very politely. A lot of times your colleagues will say, you should probably be in charge of this project. Problem is, that's as far as it ever goes. Nothing changes. And eventually, all the praise starts to sound like lip service. You start to feel like everybody's just trying to keep you happy, so you keep doing what you're doing so they don't have to do it. But every now and then when you're feeling bold, you go tell your ideas to your direct supervisor. And when you do, they usually respond casually, "Oh, great idea, keep it coming." Or "Great idea, but that's a little bit idealistic." Or "Good thinking, but we'd probably never be able to make that happen because it would be too hard. Yeah, if we only had the budget for that idea." They always sound so polite, but it's very evident that they are not planning on spending one more minute on that topic. And at that very moment, your idea falls flat on the cutting room floor. Can you relate? This is a common problem for quiet, hardworking people who are very passionate about the work they do. You feel driven by a higher purpose. You justify your situation by telling yourself that you are making a difference. You tell yourself you're not here for the money and you don't need to be or even really want to be in the limelight. Or at least you're not sure you want to be in the limelight. You tell yourself that your time will come if it's meant to be, but yet a big part of you wonders, why couldn't you be the one leading a more significant impact across your enterprise? What would it take for people to see that you're ready for more senior leadership? So let's talk about why you should emerge from behind the scenes. The main reason that I can tell you is that you have something special. You offer a different perspective that's needed within your organization and definitely across your industry. Your introverted personality gives you some distinct advantages as a leader. For example, you're a great listener. You reflect and take time to think about things before you take action. You focus on quality over quantity, and you definitely thrive in one-on-one interactions. These qualities in a leader lead to team members who feel individually valued, and they in turn become very motivated to support this type of leader. Okay, so there are 10 steps that you can take to begin to be positively noticed at work and in a bigger way. Number one, you need to define what work success means to you. So what kind of impact do you really want to have? What are your reasons for feeling so strong about it? What skills do you have that make you the ideal person for this initiative? What kind of job excites you and gets your blood pumping? When you're at the top of your game, then what does that look like? What have you done in your past that makes you the most proud and why? And then think of a few areas, 2 or 3, where you really could improve, just at least enough that it's not distracting. So right there, everything I just said is really good journal work, is really take some time to think about what is important to you and why, and then your superpowers that you have, and then things that you could also improve. If I were you, I'd make a list of what you want and why you want it and keep this nearby. You could put it in the front of your journal and review it, somewhere where you're going to see it every day and keep yourself motivated. Number 2, Learn to embrace discomfort. I've talked about this in other podcasts, but there is definitely a difference between actively trying to accomplish something and then failing, or sitting around and doing nothing and just failing because you didn't even try. Always be the person who's failing because you were putting yourself out in the world, but that will make you uncomfortable. Passively failing basically means that you want something, you've decided you want it, you definitely want to change, you want things to be different, but yet you are not taking any steps to create the change you want. You've made yourself a safe little comfort zone with boundaries that you aren't really willing to go outside of. And that, I mean by that, mental boundaries. There are things that are at work where you don't want to stand up and speak in front of people. You don't want to go engage with a group of people in a different department because you don't know them. Things like that. That there's mental blocks that you probably have that are keeping you comfortable, and try to discover those and then move beyond them. It's essentially impossible to grow if you stay in your comfort zone. Some ways to expand outside of your comfort zone are that you could try something new. You can expand your mental horizons. You can take on a challenging project, tackle a long-standing challenge, or just decide you're going to start speaking up in your next meeting. Okay, number 3, meet somebody new every single day. The world is full of interesting people, so try to be both interesting and then also go find other interesting people and engage with them every single day. In spite of social media and all the other technology creating distance and false connections, you need to go find ways and go find real people and have meaningful connection. People like to work with people. Go find people that you want to work with, people that you want to work on a project with, people you want to solve problems with, especially people who are engaging, interesting, and full of energy. By continuing to expand your network, you'll ensure that you have contacts that span multiple organizations and are diverse in all kinds of ways. And the broader your social and business network, the better they'll help you stay current and keep you from becoming stovepiped within your own current company. You can use LinkedIn or your phone or Outlook or something, but find a place that you're going to make sure all of your contacts are. And then monitor your calendar and make sure you stay in touch with current contacts by carving out time for meet and greets, a quick coffee, quick lunch, maybe a happy hour after work, things like that. But make it a goal to have a conversation with one new person every day, or use time to forge a deeper connection with somebody you already know. Okay, number 4, walk your talk. So there's something you really care about, and we talked about that already, but ensure that your actions demonstrate the things that are most important to you. Understanding and being able to communicate what is most important and your value proposition is critical. It's one of the most powerful ways to communicate. Through your actions, you need to demonstrate the things that are most important to you. And you're going to do this by understanding and communicating your value proposition. You can do that verbally, yes, but one of the most powerful ways to communicate it is through your actions. So you need to do both. Walk your talk and talk your talk. So let people know what's essential to you, what you aspire to, what you're working on, and what you need help with, and what you're willing to help others with. A lot of people just assume that other people will just notice, wow, they're doing a lot of great work. But really, everybody's pretty focused on themselves, and they're all very busy and distracted. So if you don't supplement some of your action with verbally advocating for yourself, you'll probably just be passively waiting for other people to create opportunities for you, rather than letting them know what you're interested in and taking an assertive role in getting what you want. Number 5, be ready when opportunity knocks. Every now and then, opportunity is literally going to walk right to your door. And when that happens, you need to be ready to respond and react. So always keep your resume current and be ready to have that conversation when somebody's ready to reach out and talk to you about a potential new opportunity. Sometimes exciting opportunities just fall right in your lap, but if you don't act, they could just disappear as fast as they came. A while back, I created a Get Promoted in 10 Days challenge. In that challenge, it delivers one challenge to you every day for 10 days, and it takes you through some of these steps right here. If opportunity comes knocking, what will you do? And it basically prepares you for that. So if you're interested in that, I will put that 10-day challenge in the show notes if you'd like to sign up. Define metrics that demonstrate your value. Even if you're not in a role that is easy to develop metrics for, it's still important to figure out how your work makes a difference or not. Do you actually bring value? And there's different ways to quantify your contributions, so if you give them some thought, you'll probably come up with some. How many clients did you talk to? With the projects that you're leading, are they on time, on budget? Did you attend meetings? Did you solve problems? Did you give presentations? How often have you been out there contributing and delivering value? And if you look back over your week, then and it's not clear to you the value or contributions that you made, then there's probably work for you to do here. And come up with a few metrics of your own so you can track each week the type of value you are delivering and if you're delivering more value than before or less. Number 7, be willing to share your wins. If you're already tracking your impact, the next step is to make sure that your boss knows what you're doing. You might think that they already know, but in reality, they have their own things to do, much like we were saying before where your colleagues are too busy to know what you're up to. Your boss is probably definitely too busy as well. So don't wait until your annual performance when you turn in some sort of a brag sheet or some sort of your own assessment of your year. Instead, schedule monthly check-ins with your boss or be prepared at regular staff meetings to give a good update on what you've actually been working on. A really good way to be somebody who is seen as an emerging leader is to promote how awesome your team is around you. Take time to congratulate your colleagues when they're doing a great job. When somebody gets a promotion, send them notes. If there's an awards program for other colleagues, like if there's peer awards or anything else, make sure you're the person submitting people for peer awards. Send emails occasionally to leadership to tell them that somebody else is awesome. Yes, it will amplify that other person and their awesomeness, but it will also show that you are a leader, that you're motivating and inspiring other people around you. And that's what leaders are supposed to do. Number 9, volunteer for projects, especially when they require cross-departmental collaboration or working with other organizations, because one of the things you need in order to rise is for people to know who you are. You need people to recognize you, they need to know your name, and they need to understand that when you are on a project, you deliver value. But the way to do that is you have to get their attention. And for people to care about you and who you are, they need to know you. And the best way to do that is to get on big organizational wide projects that cover multiple divisions or departments or even cross-organizational projects. Even if there are no projects available right now, you can actually go solve some problems that you just see that exist. It can even be something small, like improving the break area and getting a group of people together to do a self-help project to make the break area a better place. Getting noticed by other department heads is an excellent way to ensure that your name comes up for those future opportunities. Okay, number 10, don't make your boss read your mind. They can't read your mind, thank goodness. But if you really want the doors to open for opportunities that you truly want, you need to make your goals known. Otherwise, they might just think you're happy to be where you are. They really will think that. So unless you tell them, in like 2 years, I would like to be in this position, or my goal is to be working in this department or with this expertise, then they may not know, and they'll just assume that you must be happy. So don't wait again until your annual review. Make sure that they know that what you want. I mean, don't pester them with it, but make sure they know and kind of occasionally let them know that you're going to take a course or work on some project to build up your skills for that area. And sometimes if you just say, I'm really interested in Lean Six Sigma, then you never know that opportunity is going to come. You're going to get sent to green belt course, and then you never know. You might even get sent to a black belt course, and you could become the head for process improvement in your organization. So one of the things, if you really feel like you have been getting overlooked, is to consider, what is your relationship like with the organizational leadership above your direct supervisor? Do they know who you are? And think about other people at your level. What is their relationship like with the more senior people in your organization? Are your colleagues' relationships better or the same, or is yours better? Those are just some things to notice. When you are getting your annual reviews, how do they go? Have you clearly stated that you want to be promoted? And did your boss give you direct feedback of what it would take and what they would ask for that to occur? And if so, if anybody at any point did say, if you do 1, 2, 3, then we will give you a promotion or a title change or a salary increase, then later on during a subsequent review, you need to keep that list and follow up with the request. If you completed your portion, then be assertive and advocate for yourself. Last week's episode, we talked a lot about being assertive, not aggressive. So when you're advocating for yourself and requesting and following up to say, I did my part, I would like my promotion now, then there's a few things you need to do, which is definitely have a frank and honest discussion about it. If your boss already set clear-cut promotion criteria and a time frame and you met that, then you need to make sure that if it's the first time you're having the discussion about it, make sure that you do work out some clear-cut promotion criteria with your boss and a time frame by which that would occur. And make sure you highlight your specific skill set and experience that is your superpower. And make sure you're getting seen by people other than your direct supervisor. As I said, you need to make sure more senior people in your organization and in different departments and leadership in different departments know who you are. And then if you can, and this could happen at symposiums or conventions, or possibly by volunteering for a cross-organizational project. But you need to get known by people that's at least the same level as your current boss in other companies and other organizations. And if you can do that, that will eventually lead to you no longer feeling invisible. So often you might just need to come up with a strategy to better position yourself, and it probably has very little to do with your actual technical skills and more on how you create value. Your own success is within your grasp, but actually attaining it is your responsibility and your decision. You have agency. Rather than allowing yourself to be overlooked and overworked, implement these 10 strategies and take control of your career. By being both simultaneously proactive and receptive as you approach the world of opportunity, you can make your vision of career success a reality. You can connect with me at Introverted Executive on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. If you're ready for executive coaching to help you achieve your biggest career goals, subscribe to my weekly Rise and Shine newsletter. There, you'll find out when my program opens for new clients, and you'll also receive weekly tips and activities to continue to make a bigger impact in your own powerful way. You'll find all the information and links down in the show notes. See you next week.